So we are working on finishing Prairie Schooler Santa the yearly Santas. Yes, this is the back side, but just wanted to show you what we're working on here. And our whole family stitches these. This one's the clock one. I don't remember what year it is, but they're all so cute. So we have a fabric that we use for all of our pillows, and it looks like this. This is the fabric. And every single one of the yearly Santas will have the same fabric on the back. So just a real quick tutorial, and I'm just holding the camera this time. So if you can see the threads here where I've sewn down along, we count 7 holes. This is 14 count Sage Summer Khaki Ada, and we carry this fabric for the Prairie Schoolers in our Etsy shop, and we count 7 holes away from the last stitch, and then we pin this Ada to the red fabric, and they have to be facing each other. And then we sew, and you leave an opening at the top. That's how we do it. And you sew around, and you just reinforce the corners, as you can see here. Reinforce the corners, and you sew a straight line all the way around the design. Leave your opening at the top here, reinforce your corners, and then what we do is trim 3/8 of an inch away from the stitches. And we are doing 3/8 inch away from the stitches because any closer, if you're doing a 1/4 inch, when you get up here to the top, you've only got a 1/4 inch of fabric to turn in to sew shut. And I'm gonna have my mom hand me the, can you hand me that one that's stuffed already there? Thank you. So if you can see, this is one that we've just done, and this is sewn, and we just pinned it here because we have to hand sew the top of it shut. This is a cute little geranium one. We have to hand sew this shut. So you want to take your iron, after you turn it right side out, you want to take the iron, and I'm sorry, not when you turn it right side out. Do not turn it right side out yet. Take your iron after you've trimmed your 3/8, and you take your iron and iron this down even with the stitches. So you iron it down clear to the stitches on both sides. So you've got your opening here, and you have this ironed down. We leave it at 3/8, not a 1/4 inch, because you know that the Ada is going to fray, and you also know that the fabric is going to fray. Hands down, every time, fabric's going to fray, your cross-stitch fabric's going to fray, and your quilt fabric's going to fray. So that's a really good tip. We wanted to give you that handy tip. And again, here's one that is on its way of being finished. And when you're stuffing them, you don't want to overstuff the belly, you know, this center part. You don't want to overstuff those parts, because you want to leave your pillow. Now, we hang these on the tree, so these are ornaments, but they're also pillows. But the same thing goes for making just a pillow for like a little cross-stitch smalls basket. Don't stuff them too full that the belly is pouched out so thick. So you want to try and keep it somewhat even while you're stuffing, and make sure you get those corners with your stuffing tool. Anybody have their stuffing tool that they would give up for me to see? Thank you. There's a stuffing tool. This one's called Stuff It. and it's got a really great tip on the end to get in those corners. And then of course you can always use the old-fashioned wood turners that you can get from Dritz. So just a quick hint that we wanted to give you while we were working on these 5 pillows. So after they're sewn, they look like this. Everything's still inside out. Trim your 3/8 inch. Then you've got what you have looking here, 3/8 inch around, and trim your corners off. Reinforce your corners. As you can see, get some extra stitches in your corners. Trim off 1/8 of an inch. It's probably easier to see on the red side. Trim 1/8 of an inch off of all 4 corners here. Iron your top 3/8 inch down, you know, clear to the threads. Iron that down. Give it a really good press so it stays while you're stuffing it. And then stuff your pillow or your ornament. This is a pillow ornament. And then you've got your seam up here that you're going to stitch shut. Pin that closed. Thread your needle with your same dual duty sewing thread, and do a ladder stitch, is that called? Ladder stitch across here to get that closed up. And didn't we have one? Oh, this was the one that she was closing up, right? Let's see. Somebody would, I think Nana was closing one up. There we go. Here it is. Okay. So pin it together, and here it is closed up just using a ladder stitch. Don't pay any mind to, you know, technique and whatnot going through here. It's fine. And again, see how you don't overstuff the belly on these things. Aren't these just so beautiful? Everybody loves a Prairie Schooler Santa. These are gorgeous. We have so much fun making them. Everybody participates. Everybody sews them. Everybody participates in making the Santas. We've got Karina over here. She's lofting the batting. And this is not your low level of batting. This is a premier quality batting, and we use polyfill, polyester stuffing, if you want to call it stuffing, batting, whatever. So you can see she's just flinging little fluffs of it, and that's called lofting. And you want to do that because otherwise it's just a big hunk like this, and it doesn't stuff your pillow real well. So we'll be keeping some batting stocked on the Etsy store. So if you're in need of batting, you can get that from us. If you're in need of some backing fabrics, if you're in need of the Sage Summer Khaki, because it is so beautiful on these ornaments. This is one that's completely finished. It's so beautiful. This is the sewing one. And the trim around the edge, so important to grab your custom quarter from our Etsy shop to make your cording on the edge of your pillow, and that's just glued on with one of the tiny tip tacky glue, and then you just use some glass head pins to hold your trim on while you're gluing. And then the bow is made from 3/8 inch. It's a double layered bow. 3/8 inch wine ribbon from Offray, and I have that right here actually. This is the Offray, and here's the color codes off the back, 7, 8, 9. And then the larger part of the bow is also Offray, and it is a 5/8 inch ribbon, again color coding 7, 8, 9 from the Offray brand. And the cording is made out of the same colors that you use in the pattern. So it's the 221, the 221, the 501 is the green, okay? And then the cream, of course, is the ecru. So just the called for colors off the patterns. So the 221, the 501, and the ecru make up the trim. And you may notice a little bit difference in our Santa's faces. We use 951 for the skin and 3771 for the cheek. So you can see it's just got a little bit softer feel to the cheek and to the face. So don't forget to pick up your custom quarter so you can make your trim. You can get a lot of trim out of a few skeins of floss. And the floss is not too bad of a price at Michael's. And don't forget to check your Michael's app, because there are coupons in your Michael's app, and the cashier can help you find them if you don't know where to look for them. Feel free to ask the Michael's cashier, because they're super helpful and they'll help you find all your coupons that you need for the day. So just a little quick tutorial about making these Santa pillows. If you have any questions at all, if you want to see a tutorial, little clip about how we glue our cording on, when we glue on for these 5 that we're making now, we'll go ahead and do a little recording of that, and how I make the bow. I hand sew the bow, and then I actually hand sew the bow onto the pillow. And the cording does a really nice job covering all my mechanics. So it looks very properly finished, and they turn out gorgeous for your tree or wherever you wish to hang them. So let us know, how many of these have you made? Are you working on any Christmas ornaments right now? Have you made all of the Prairie Schoolers? Have you stitched them into a blanket? Have you stitched them into ornaments, a quilt? Let us know. Drop us a picture to our private message. You can contact us on Etsy, Instagram, and YouTube. We also have a Facebook page. It's the number 1 and then Nana and then the number 2 girls. So 1 Nana, 2 girls on Facebook, Instagram, Etsy, and YouTube. So drop us a line, send us some pictures of your work. We'd be happy to show it on our neighborly corner on our next YouTube. So thanks for stopping by, y'all. Have a great day. Enjoy your Santa stitching.